Now, as the nation awaits the arrival of a vaccine in the fight against the coronavirus pandemic, it may not just be the vaccine, but the vaccination as Ghanaians are to brace themselves out for their bodies to change forever in the process of vaccination. That's according to the Director General of the Ghana Standards Authority, Professor Dodoo. Now, Professor Dodoo says the complex nature of the vaccines is the reason a careful study is being done and preparation required before the exercise is underway.
We normally tend to look at vaccines, when people get disease from viruses or bacteria, the question to ask is, how do you protect yourself? Traditionally, you get a disease, if you don't die, your body remembers the disease. And next time you get a disease, your body fights it. We call it natural protection, natural immunity. So you go to war. If you don't die, you can go to war again and win. However, that is inefficient because a lot of people can die. So scientists take a bit of the thing causing the problem, the virus or the bacteria, give it to you so that you get small of the disease, very, very minor. And then your body learns to fight against the disease on its own. And then next time you get a disease, your body will fight it naturally. That is the whole concept of vaccination. And it gets emotional because you give vaccines to people who are healthy. So that they don't get sick. And for vaccines, typically, you also add something to, quote unquote, make it hotter. We call them adjuvants. You add something to, the vaccine is a small amount of protein. And you don't want to give too much. So you add some other ingredients. Call them, you mix it. You got the fish, but you need to add some salt and pepper too, to make the soup nice. And that makes it hotter and makes it more reactive, more reactogenic. So it helps you get the reactions quickly without getting too much of the bad part of the vaccine, that's in the antigen or what is causing the disease. Now, how do we know? Believe it or not, you give a dose and you look at the response. So you're looking at the most effective dose, which will give you the biggest response so that you don't give an overdose. So even with vaccines, in preparing it, you do that. Secondly, you notice that vaccine administration is interesting because you give a little bit and then sometimes you wait for 2 weeks or 3 weeks or 13 weeks and you give the second one. So you give small for the body to start warming up. Then you give a bigger one for the body to know that, yes, now I'm there.
I see.
So it's all planned and it's rolled out. But believe you me, vaccines are the most careful thing we take about when we prepare them. Because once a vaccine goes into your body, it changes your body forever.
Wow.
Yep. And because you give vaccines to people who are healthy, your level of risk, or rather your preparation to prevent problems, should be higher. Normal medicines like paracetamol is given to you when you are sick. So you take it and you get well. With vaccine, you are well and you don't want to get sick and you take it. So you get confused. Why should I take something when I'm well and it gives me rashes or headache? It's difficult to accept. But it's like buying insurance. With vaccination, you are buying insurance to protect against future disease and to keep you safe. There's no vaccine on earth which doesn't have side effects. The question is, how big is the side effect and is it acceptable for what you are protecting?
And perhaps, how does it even compare to what you're protecting the person against?
So when we started looking at safety to formalize it, what we said was that the benefits should always be bigger than the risks. The public needs to know that vaccines represent something that has proven to work and be beneficial. Because of vaccines, now you don't have smallpox. Because of vaccination, measles have all but disappeared.
So which category of people are exempt from taking the vaccines? Listen to Professor Dodoo.
There's no information that it is harmful in pregnant women. However, we just don't know. So there is always what you don't know, and the guidance is don't take it if you are pregnant unless you have a condition where if you get a disease, it gets complicated.
So as we speak now, when should the vaccinations start, pregnant women will not be a part of those who will be vaccinated?
Rule of thumb, you don't want to worry the next generation. You usually will not give anything to a pregnant woman unless the benefits are more than the risk. So it's very unlikely for pregnant women to be among the people who will be vaccinated unless they have very severe underlying conditions, in which case the benefits to them may far outweigh the risk.
If that's the case, how soon will we know whether or not it will be okay for pregnant women to take it? Or is that indefinite? Excluding them, is excluding them indefinite?
It will take a long time, purely because what you end up doing is that you find a woman who took the vaccine, 6 months down the line, she realized, oh, I was pregnant when I took it. You look at the outcomes and nothing happened to her or the baby. As the data increases, you feel more confident. Because really with pregnancy, the effect on both the mother and the unborn child are key considerations before you give them anything. Even paracetamol in pregnancy is only given when you think the benefit is way better than the risk. Wow.